This program proudly brought to you by Southern Cross Pitch and Putt and Henry's Family Restaurant.
Hello and welcome to Cannon's Courtside, and we are courtside today from a very hot AIS arena. We've also got one of the hottest teams in the league in town, the Victoria Titans, up against the Canberra Cannons, a team that the Cannons were beaten by 39 points a few weeks ago in Melbourne. I've got one of the all-time greats of the Canberra Cannons with me, Tad Dufelmeyer, who was a member of that championship team in 1988. Tad, welcome to the show. Great to have you with us.
Well, thanks very much, Phil. Looking forward to a big game tonight with the Titans, a great team, and they'll be very exciting to watch.
What is it that makes this Titans team so tough?
Well, it's their depth. Their lineup, like you've got Mark Dickel, you've got Daryl McDonald, Chris Anstey, an NBA pro, Ronaldson. It goes on and on. Their depth and the intensity they play. They play for 48 minutes, and that makes them very tough to beat. Experienced as well. I mean, they've know how to win big games. They've done it for years, and they haven't changed this lineup too much this year. No, they haven't. And of course, they're led by Brian Gorgon, who professionally is probably heads and tails ahead of everybody, all the other coaches in the league. So they're very well prepared. I mentioned they beat the Cannons by 39 points earlier this year down in Melbourne. Can they turn something like that around? It'll be very difficult, but of course they're at home now, and Cal Bruton wants to have a good home court where the teams coming in know it's not going to be an easy game. So they've got to compete, but they've got to do it for 48 minutes, and that's going to be a tough ask against this team. Okay, Tad, look forward to your comments throughout the game. Well, the teams are just about ready on the floor. The good news is Brad Williams is fit to play. He was in doubt all week with a back injury. He's out there and ready to go. Let's join the teams for the opening tip-off. We're underway as referee Ian Watts gets the ball into the air, but we're going to have it all over again with Geordie Cullen to jump it up against Brett Wheeler, and Cullen got a good piece of it and finally spills to the Victoria Titans. They have first use of the basketball, and the matchups, having a look at it, we got a foul off the ball right away, and the foul is going to go against Geordie Cullen. And I think that's a very important part, Phil, the fact that they have to establish their inside presence right away, and I think that's what Geordie's trying to do with Wheeler, because that's very important for them to be able to compete with the big guys at the Titans.
Looking at the matchups, Nate Green on Jason Smith, and Smith, the athlete, takes him all the way to the hoop to score the first two. Jason Smith matching up on Nate Green. It's McDonald out on Williams. This is Geordie Cullen looking on the inside and can't find the target in Jason Wells, and the Cannons turn it over. It's the Titans with the basketball again. Wheeler on the turnaround, plenty of bumping and grinding. Wheeler with the offensive board, but it spills to Green. Away comes Jason Wells, and he's stripped out of his hands by Daryl McDonald.
That's right, next to Darnell Meade, probably the best defensive player in the league with those quick hands. He's done that to so many players over the years.
See if they have a look at the breakaway and watch the hands of McDonald come into play. And it was difficult to see that, a bit difficult for the referees to see, but not for Brad Williams, who goes and scores the opening two for the Canberra Cannons. 2 points apiece. McDonald looking to penetrate, does it pretty well, but can't finish it off. And Troy Pillen it is who cleans up the rebound for the Cannons. So the first opportunity right now for the Cannons to play some half-court offense. They go high to Cullen. Looking to Williams down low on the turnaround against Bradley Sheridan. Good little pass on the inside to find Geordie Cullen. He's been fouled. Good location of Cullen. Extra pass came off and forced the Titans into a foul, and Cullen will go to the free throw line. See it here. Yes, it looked like Ronaldson.
And that extra pass is key. The first time they showed a little bit of impatience, tried to force it. They're running the flex offense, which everybody in the world knows. And of course, Brian Gorgon prepares his teams as well as anyone, as Cullen knocks down the first one. But the second time, they showed a little more patience and made that extra pass.
As you say, everybody in the world knows. I mean, there's a lot of basic offenses out there, but it just depends how well you run them.
That's right, and how well you execute and the patience you take and make that extra pass.
They got the ball out of bounds. They're looking to lob the pass. They are all the way out to Pillen, so a good defensive set here from the Victoria Titans to handle that. Geordie Cullen has it stripped off him by Brett Wheeler. And Jason Smith, he's fouled on the way to the hoop, and it's called an unsportsmanlike foul.
I just have to disagree with that. I just don't think that was intentional at all or unsportsmanlike. It was just, he was going after the block.
Well, it was obviously a hard foul. He wanted to stop the layup. We've got timeouts being called here by Coach Carl Bruton. So when we come back from the timeout, there it is again. And, well, yeah, that's a bit of a tough call because it looks like Pillen was just going after the ball, and he was right up close to the ball, got him on the wrist, basically. So Darryl McDonald to take them into offense again.
The Cannons have gone into a 1-3-1 zone.
Smith dumping down into the hands of Wheeler. Offensive foul against Brett Wheeler. Good defensive position coming from Geordie Cullen. Yes, it could be something of a gamble, Tad, to go into that zone, but there's Cullen's defensive position was good, because this team can really light it up from outside, can't they?
Well, there's no doubt about it. Just to give them a different look, it's not a bad idea from Coach Cal Bruton, because if you give them the same look, they'll penetrate and they'll just dominate you. So you've got to give them a different look defensively, and that time it worked out for him as Jason Wells gets the quick pass from Nate Green for the easy layup. That's just what the Cannons need.
Wells' first points of the game. There's been a change in the Titans lineup with Wheeler going out and Chris Anstey coming in. Now Sheridan all the way to the hoop, left that short. Anstey couldn't finish it off, and away come the Cannons. They've got a 4-on-4 here, but it's straight to the hands of McDonald. Great pass over the top, and a foul by Brad Williams. The 2 points go down to Anstey, and he'll go to the line as well. Well, they won it by 39 points the last one, but Troy Pillen comes back and scores. No sign of a blowout yet. It's very early stages. We've only been playing 4 and a bit minutes. But Troy Pillen can give the Cannons the lead on this play, makes the 2, and will go to the line for the extra 1. So we've got a score line that leads the Titans 10, Cannons 9, and off the hands of Anstey, and a little bit of nasty stuff coming in. Chris Anstey and Geordie Cullen. Chris Anstey taking exception there to a little bit of handling.
And there he is. I read his lips. He's telling Geordie, have a go, Geordie. Have a go, Geordie.
We've got a double foul called and a technical, and Anstey.
He's given both players a technical, a double foul.
But the fouls cancel each other out. And down low they go, and a steal.
Couple athletes.
Oh, shot.
And why?
Green.
Yes. And Roger Shields has called the unsportsmanlike, and if they're going to call it against Troy, they've got to call it against him.
He's hurt himself too. Nate Green is definitely hurt here. He's come down hard on his back.
Well, if they're going to call it against Troy, they have to call it against Jason.
Well, Troy got the arms. This is a big push in the back here.
That's right.
In the back. Oh, that's hard. Oh, right on the left shoulder. And Cal Bruton is out on the floor. Jason Smith is querying the call, but I think he's pretty lucky. Under 5 minutes to go in the first half, and the score is still locked together. Super pass on the inside. McDonald. They strip Anstey. Away comes Troy Pillen in front of Jason Smith, and 2 more. The Cannons are in front. Smith on the left-hand side. Pillen again with a rebound. He's grabbed a whole heap of defensive boards. And Vandenberg getting plenty of encouragement from his teammates on the sideline as he pushed the ball up the floor.
It's a little disappointing there, though. He got the rebound, was out in the break, and all 4 his teammates were back behind him watching him. But that's okay as Brad Williams knocks down a 3. Certainly with the inclusion of Anstey this year, it's almost unfair.
Donnie Jensen takes it all the way.
That's the slash I'm talking about.
Now Dickel gets the shot up. Can't put it in though. Time left. 2 seconds left for the Cannons. Can't get it up there. No time left for Andrew Clark to fire the shot, but an excellent first quarter of basketball here at the AIS Arena. And the Victoria Titans 26 lead the Cannons 24. does kick the Titans away to a 4-point break, and that's about the biggest lead of the ball game. They had it out to 5 in the first quarter. Jensen again taking on Jason Smith and gets his way to the hoop again.
And that's the slashing that hasn't been evident in Tawny's game this season. That's what he did so well at Newcastle and got him a berth on the '96 Olympic team, and it's great to see him doing that again as Big Dave Simmons yanks down the rebound, and here comes the Cannons.
Jensen pushing it up the floor, gets it to Jason Wells, and a follow-up we're going to have. That's no basket. There was a foul on the shot from Jason Wells. It was a late call. So Wells is going to go to the line to shoot a pair with a foul going against Jason Smith. Have a look at it, that little slip on the inside. There's the foul right there on the arm. The follow-up from Brad Williams.
That's why I'd like to see the ball go to Brad Williams more.
Oh, that's a long bomb from Jason Smith.
That's Andrew Gay, Shane Hill type distance. And he's getting the confidence where he thinks he's in that sort of class.
The Titans kick away by 7. The Cannons needing a basket, and they get one from Andrew Clark. Now they need a stop. Smith again taking it and has to dump it down. 3-point shot from Darryl McDonald. Chased down by Clark. Clark to take on Ronaldson. And Jason Wells with the rebound and can't finish it off.
Does what he does best on the offensive boards, but they got to be able to convert these as they drop. Troy Pillen. You just can't let a team of the Titans' ability have that many efforts each time down the court, and they made them pay this time.
Tony Ronaldson had to score sooner or later.
It's an ominous sight. Well, of course, it's partially the Cannons' fault because the Titans in the last 3 or 4 possessions probably have had close to 10 offensive rebounds. And you've got to, once you've stopped them, you've got to get the possession of the ball. And let's see what happens here. And now Ronaldson's had so many shots at the basket, his eyes finally settled in, and he's knocked down a couple in a row.
It's going to be a short rest for Willie Simmons. He's reporting back in shortly. David Simmons for 3. Can't make that one off the hands of Jensen, and Chris Anstey comes away. David Simmons holding his ground. Connie Jensen. 2 to the Cannons. It's been so long since they've scored.
And boy, hasn't the crowd come alive.
23-point lead inside the final minute of the second quarter. Wells holding it up, trying to get a decent shot on this play.
Oh, he's given up the ball way too late, putting the pressure on the other players. It should be in Jason's hands right now. And lucky for the Canberra Cannons, Mark Dickel's been called for a foul in trying to guard Big Truck, Troy Pillen.
It's only the 4th team foul against the Titans, so they just get a new 24-second clock, no shooting.
Ideally, if they had the point guard, they'd want to get the ball into Jason's hands with about 10 seconds ago and let him go to work. There's a foul, and he gets the basket on Siegel.
So Tony Jensen has had an excellent first half scoring-wise. He's been one of the regular scorers. There's 12 or 13 points for the Cannons. And now he's going to get a chance at the free throw line to add one more.
And he's got to convert at this stage. I think he's 5 for 9 from the free throw line. That's a very poor percentage. He'd be disappointed in that. I think he needs to knock another one down.
Well, the Titans will get the ball back. There should be 2 possessions left in this first half. 40 seconds left. And again, Tony Jensen misses, but they get the ball back. And then fires up a tough shot. Perhaps that wasn't a well thought out shot. Mark Dickel. And not able to knock it down, Darren Smith.
That's the difference between Darren and Jason. Jason would have converted there.
So the Cannons can milk this shot clock right down, but they definitely want to score off it. Wells draws 2 players. Willie Simmons can't knock it down. Wells on the board.
What a great offensive rebounder Jason Wells is.
5 seconds left for the Titans. Siegel. They count the basket. So all the good work at one end has been brought undone at the other without the defensive transition. So at half-time, we've got a scoreline that favours the Victoria Titans by 21. It's 59-38. They were down 21 at half-time, and they're down 23 now, and they really have to work their way back into this game point at a time.
Well, that's right. And I think this might be a sarcastic thing to say, but right now, one of the things that could be in the favor of the Cannons right now is the fact that the Titans have a very important game against the Wollongong team tomorrow night, so they might not stay on the court the Stars as long as they normally do in a game.
Oh, he almost missed that dunk, Jason Wells. But they turn the ball over, the Titans. They do that very rarely. 4-on-2 for the Cannons, and Wells gets the easy two. Three-point shot from Jason Smith. He hit 5 from 7 in the first half for 20 points.
Very fortunate. He had an open look again. One-on-one, Jordy Cullen going against Big Brett Wheeler, knocks it down.
Well, this crowd is really going to roar behind the Cannons. They haven't lost any heart. Offensive foul to go against Brett Wheeler.
Well, that's a great start right now. Coach Bruton has got him fired up, and that's the way to get back in the game. Once again, a very important possession. They got to continue to score on their offensive possessions. Good extra pass. Can the truck knock it down?
Cullen got a piece of it and was fouled by Brad Sheridan, and Cullen will go to the free throw line. Andrew Clark in the game with Troy Pillen sitting with his 5 fouls. Paul Vandenberg, big move from Vandenberg.
Very big move.
Three-point shot from Tony Ronaldson that falls out, and Vandenberg who pulls in the rebound. Jensen against Ronaldson. Jensen keeps it going again and gets another 2. 3 times he's pulled off that same move this game. The lead to 25, that's the biggest of the game. Three-point shot from Tony Jensen was much required, but they're going to get another chance here. Jensen again, this time makes it 2. Steal from Vandenberg, got it off Mark Dickel and can't make it, and Jason Wells finishes it off. Great move from Wells.
They're going to just run through the offense.
Wells underneath, he's been there a long time. 3-point shot from Tony Jensen. Willie Simmons turned the wrong way and still made it. Oh, big block from Willie Simmons. Right on the buzzer, Willie Simmons blocks the shot. Huge play after scoring at the other end, and the Cannons have reduced the margin to 18 at three-quarter time. It's 81-63. Tony Jensen with a crossover. Opens up a three-point shot for Andrew Clark. Three-point shot from Smith is sweet.
Well, that's the difference between the haves and the have-nots.
Ronaldson. Quick shift of the ball to Jason Smith. They go low to Wheeler. He's double teamed. And now it opens to McDonald to penetrate. Jason Smith on the other side and makes another 3.
That's just criminal.
Clark can't get it with the second bite of the rim. Jordy Cullen can. Now Dickel. Oh,
look at that.
Pero Vasiljevic.
And he's just posterized.
You saw him do that a couple of years ago for the Cannons. You know he can do it. Last play of the game for the Cannons. Vandenberg turning it over. And that's all she wrote. A big win again to the Victoria Titans. Not quite as big as the one they had weeks ago in Melbourne, but they've done it well here at the Palace, beating the Canberra Cannons by 31.
Blades Menswear are proud sponsors of the Canberra Cannons. Blades Menswear, for the world's finest clothes. Want to see the Cannons' next home game for free and get a free meal from Henry's Family Restaurant? You can simply by entering our competition and go in the draw for our grand prize of airfares, accommodation and tickets to an NBL Grand Final. Go to the Cannons homepage and register. It's that easy. Here is this week's question.
Well, Coach Calbrewton, it didn't come off the way you thought it would. You beat by 39 that previous time. I know you wanted to get under that. You did that, but I guess you wouldn't be happy.
Well, the last 3 minutes of the ball game, when they just started running on us, we got it down to 15 with possession, had a chance to cut it to 13 with 7 minutes to go on the clock. We thought we had a chance to make a run, being undermanned and everything without Nate. But yeah, all credit to Titans. They're a powerful unit. They keep coming at you, and they always try to finish you off.
Nate Green, what's the report on him?
He's got a bruised shoulder, might be a fracture. They got to take x-rays, and then we'll find out from there.
Yeah, well, it's not what you need right now, is it?
No, I was very disappointed. I think, I know Jason Smith came up to me and said, he didn't do it on purpose. But there's a guy, a head on the break. Everyone has seen him. He's been on the dunk of the week. There's no way he's going to block him. And he kind of gave him a push in the back. Nate could have probably held on to the rim, but when you get pushed in the back, your legs go up. Yeah, you can kill somebody. So that was a dangerous play, and yeah, it was just a bit unfortunate.
Cal, thanks for talking to us, and let's get to your team. Well, Coach Calbrewton obviously upset there on a couple of counts, one to be beaten by 30 points, but also upset by the treatment of his star player, Nate Green. How did you see it, Tad?
Well, once again, I don't think there was any ill intent on Jason Smith's part. I mean, Nate had the wide open dunk and pride between players, a couple of leapers. He didn't want to see him dunk, and it's just the way he hit him was unfortunate. It knocked him out of balance, and Nate had no way to protect himself, landed on that shoulder, and could be out for a couple of weeks.
Disappointing, though, for the Cannons to lose by that kind of margin when they really built up for this game.
There's no doubt about it, and I think a lot of that has to do with the loss of Nate Green. They really lost their leadership, and with Patrick being out injured as well, they didn't really have the point guard out there to get him the leadership, and I think that really hurt the Cannons down the stretch.
Well, if the prognosis is as we think, he might be that way for the next couple of weeks.
Well, that's right, and they'll just hope that Patrick is ready to get back on the court, because they'll really need a point guard, because they really are lacking in that tonight.
Thanks, Tad. Great to have your company.
Thanks a lot. I really enjoyed it, and it's unfortunately for the Cannons tonight, but any time to watch the Cannons and a good team like the Titans is fun.
Tad Duffermeyer, one of the all-time greats of the Canberra Cannons. Great to have your company once again on Cannons Courtside. Look forward to your company again next week. We leave you as we do each week with our play of the day.